Hi everybody, today is Friday, and so that means that I'll be posting the following week's module for you to check out. So for our second week, we're going to be looking at a couple different things that are related to each other. First, how language is processed in the brain. So the different parts of the brain that deal with different parts of language. And then we're also going to start looking at language acquisition. So for this week, we're going to be starting by looking at first language acquisition. And then next week, we're going to spend the whole week really looking at the details of second language acquisition, because that is a really important topic for this course. So what I want to do is give you a look at the assignments and just kind of briefly go over them with you. So when you're on the home page, remember a couple ways to get to the modules. You can use the modules tab, or you can just hit this button here, and this should take you to our second module. You can click into the beginning, and then this will list all of the assignments that are coming up. So you can see that there are 7 assignments this week. It's kind of a heavy week, but I think that you're really going to enjoy and find these assignments interesting. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm just going to use the next button to move through the module. The first one is a quiz, and you'll just check out this video here. And then the quiz is mostly based on this short chapter of an ebook that I have here. So what you're going to want to do is have this document open while you're taking the quiz, and then you should see the questions come up in the same order that you're reading them in the chapter. So you do, as with all quizzes, you have 3 chances to get the highest score possible. So what I would suggest is previewing the questions, taking a look at all of them. They should all come up on your screen. So read them first, and then go back to the chapter and try to find the answers to the questions. The second assignment is about something called aphasia. So you can read about aphasia here. I have some different videos here that explain the two main different types of aphasia. And then what I have that's really interesting are a couple of videos of patients who are suffering from each type of aphasia. So you can really get a good idea of what each type of aphasia is. And then what I'm asking you to do, just really simple, nothing too intricate, but one paragraph where you're comparing and contrasting the 2 different types of aphasia. So just write it like a paragraph. Then we're going to move into first language acquisition. And so what I'd like you to do is to get the information about the different steps and stages that babies go through when they're acquiring their first language. And these are the names of the 5 different stages that I'd like you to use. And what I want you to do is use the materials that I have listed here to indicate the approximate age range for each of these, and then what exactly happens in each of the stages. So you're going to be looking at features of phonology, morphology, and syntax. Also semantics too. I don't have that written here, but that could also be something that you include. But not all of these apply for every single stage. So for example, syntax, which it means grammar, that is not going to be applicable to newborn babies. Okay, so for that stage, you're just not going to put anything that has to do with syntax, because they're not at that stage yet. They haven't acquired it. So I've got a couple of articles here that are kind of in charts, and then a video here that you can watch. And if you are not exactly sure about your format, you can do this in many different ways. You can be creative and do kind of like, something that's kind of interactive, or you can just give me like a bulleted list. You could even just draw it on a piece of paper if that's easier for you, like with pencils or colored pencils or something, and then take a picture and upload that, that's perfectly fine as well. Whatever makes sense to you, whatever is the easiest way to get the information to me. Okay, then we're going to come to our discussion for the week, and this is about looking at the different theories of first language acquisition. So basically, I have a short article for you, and the different theories are listed here. So we've got the nativist theory, and then the learning theory, and then the interactionist approach or sociocultural theory. So those are like the three main theories. And, you know, in all honesty, it's probably kind of a combination of two or even all three of them. The way that babies really, you know, the way that humans, we all acquire our very first language. But what I'm asking you to do is to, you know, make sure that you understand each of the theories, and then answer the question, which theory do you think is primarily responsible for the way humans acquire their first language? So, you know, understand each of them, think about it, and just write which one makes the most sense and tell me why, okay? So that's going to be in your original post. And then for your 2 replies, here is some information that you can include there. Okay. So the next thing is a short assignment about motherese. So sometimes this is called caretaker speech or child-directed speech. This is actually looking at not what the babies or young children are saying, but what the adults around them are saying. It's studying their language, because it is and this is cultural, but especially in our Western culture, our language is usually pretty significantly modified. So what that means is that you don't talk to a 1-year-old or 6-month-old child, baby, in the same way that you talk to, you know, your friends or your colleagues at work or your boss or your teacher. Okay, there are some real differences there, and some linguists think that those alterations that we make in our speech are actually beneficial for the baby's acquisition of language. So you can watch this video here, look at some different articles that I have, and then you're just going to answer these questions, okay? All right. Then we're going to move on to looking at something called the critical period hypothesis. Okay, so this is a theory that has to do with language acquisition. And I've given you all the information here that you need to know about the critical period hypothesis. And then there is a very famous case study. Some of you may have heard of this person before. She's really famous in linguistics and child psychology, child development. So this talks about her and her case, and gives you information about her language development here. There is also a documentary that you may want to watch. You don't have to watch the entire documentary. It is almost an hour long, so it's a little bit, you know, lengthy, but I would like you to watch at least a few minutes of it and just kind of, you know, see Jeannie, see how she vocalizes, see how she communicates. There's a lot of video of her. This is an actual documentary, so you can actually see her, how she moves around and moves in the world. Okay, and then some more information about the critical period hypothesis. And then what I'm asking you here is to first tell me, you know, what is the critical period hypothesis or critical period theory, and then say whether you think Jeannie's case proves or disproves this theory. And there is no right or wrong answer. You can have either opinion, but I want you to back it up. Tell me why you think so, okay? And this is just assignment that only I'm going to see. All right. And then the last thing is we're going to be writing our first lesson plan. Okay. So this is what I like to start off with in lesson plan writing, because it kind of eases our way into it. This is kind of a pretty simple lesson plan, and I'm giving you a lot of guidance here. So the first thing is you're going to start with the standard. Okay, so everybody just use this standard here. This is what you're going to, copy and paste. Just copy and paste that onto your lesson plan template. And then the rest of the elements are here. You can read about them. One thing is the reflection. It's not necessary. You could add it if you want, but normally the reflection is done. This part of the lesson plan is going to be included after you actually teach the lesson to real students, real people, and then you kind of reflect on it and say, okay, what part worked, what part didn't work so well, how would I change it if I do it next time, that type of thing. But since we're not really teaching with these lesson plans, you're just using this as an exercise to just write one, there's really no need to put anything here. And then the other thing that I'd like you to do is that I want to make sure that you get is there's two parts of this. So first of all, you're going to upload the document, the lesson plan document, and then you're going to, part number 2 is you're just going to briefly explain it and then tell me, what your writing process was like, how you managed to go about it. So you can answer some of these questions here. And then I do have a video here that I made just to kind of give you a little bit more guidance on it. So you can check that out. Okay. And then that brings us to the end of the week. So you can use this list to kind of go back and make sure that you have completed everything. One thing that I also want to remind you is that today the syllabus quiz is due, so please complete that. If you haven't completed it, I'm going to send you an email. We're just reminding you, because I want to make sure that you actually have joined the course, are in the course, and can have every intention of participating in the course. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. I am working my way through the week 1 introduction discussion board, so that's going to take me a little time to get through those. But and everything from week 1 besides the syllabus quiz, remember, is due on Sunday. So I'm going to try my hardest to get through those and keep up with you this weekend. Sometimes it's a little challenging though, because I want to make sure that I reply to everyone in a meaningful way. So just, be patient with me. It may take me a few more days into next week. Let me know if you have any questions or any problems, or if you're not quite sure what to do on an assignment. You can ask me some follow-up questions. You can send me a draft of something that you've started working on and just ask me, am I on the right track? What should I be thinking of? And I can give you some more information about that. Okay, have a great weekend, everyone. I will be seeing you in the discussion board. Bye-bye.